Anyway, strategy. What's the plan? Has anyone got a bit of a strategy out of this 2 days? Some ideas you'd like to share?
I'm just going to go back to the list of what we need to rank in Google, so my keywords in
Yep.
my descriptions and my sort of stuff.
Okay, so change. Yep, so change your website a little bit, do some of those minor changes, change your titles, descriptions to rank better as well. Okay. Anyone going to do Facebook AdWords advertising? Yeah? Cool. So what else are you going to do? Anyone wants to do their email marketing properly this time? I'm sure a lot of you have got like big lists and you're thinking, geez, what do I do with that, with those people? I mean, you got to keep in contact with them. Anyway, so the big strategy is all about your marketing. So the media. I mean, from this workshop, we really wanted to focus on Facebook and Google. I'm pretty sure Scott's done a pretty good job on Facebook and Google. I hope I've covered most of the aspects that you wanted to know about, at least something that's on everyone's tip of the tongue, because you can talk about Google+, you can talk about search engine optimization, you can spend a whole day on Google Places optimizing that. I think I sort of covered the main objectives that you should probably focus on. In terms of Google AdWords, display and search, that's where really simple marketing could be done and you can get some decent results from it. Now, are you your ideal customer? I hope you're very clear on that, or at least you're thinking, geez, I thought that was my ideal customer, and now really it's all about this group of people, I should really focus on them. That's very important. And the message, urgency, wants, fears and frustrations. Has anyone had any more aha moments about their customers and their wants, fears and frustrations? Anyone wants to share anything? Come on guys, you're all awesome. I'm sure like you think, oh geez, I just want to go and do this sort of stuff. Has anyone identified any more fears that their customers might have? Yes? Come on guys, you make people do stuff. I'm trying to make you do stuff. That's not even fair. All right, urgency factors. Can you maybe tell me at least one thing that you can put into your marketing in order to make it more immediate? What sort of urgency factors could you apply to your marketing?
Limited places.
Yeah. What else could you do?
Add a gift first
Yep. So create the urgency around, be one of the first, otherwise you miss out. Yep. Anything else?
Just express the opinion, like, especially if it's like a big health sort of focus, like,
yeah.
do it before it's too late. Like,
yeah.
Maybe play on the, you could die.
Yeah. That's a bit extreme, but I guess you could look at them in many ways. But have you guys heard something like secure your seat? And you sort of like, okay, well, some sort of training, secure your seat. It doesn't really mean pay for it. It doesn't mean like inquire. It's more like there's a limit and you've got to secure that specific place. I think that's a pretty good one. And you probably should think about it from your perspective as well. A lot of seminars, a lot of educational training sort of people use that. Secure your seat is a really good one. Now, in terms of your strengths and weaknesses, so with what you've got right now, where are you struggling? What do you think, what are your biggest struggles with what you've got right now? Is it email marketing? Is it website, the content, social media, Google Ads? What are your problems? Like, what do you think is your like number one struggle?
Yeah, we can say all the above.
Let me go back. Here we go. Usually it's the presenter reading off the slides and everyone goes, oh, you could have just given us the slides. I'm usually not like that, I try to keep my slides to a minimum. Guys, tell me, what are you struggling with? I want to know what are you struggling with and have you got a bit of a solution to it? Is it going to be outsourced? Is it going to be, yes, I want to get a content writer from South Africa, or is this going to be something like, I'm going to contact Scott to find out more about how this is done? Have you got a problem that you have a solution to? Yes. Does anyone want to share anything? Thumbs up. Good one. Okay. Yep. All I want to know is that you guys got something out of this workshop, and if you haven't got anything out of the workshop, we still got some time to cover a few things, answer a few questions. If you think, geez, why WordPress? My whole website is built on Joomla, and it's cost me $3,000. Oh my God, what's going to happen? We can talk about that. There's ways around these things. So it's very important to know what the problem is before solving something. If you don't know what the problem is, there's no ways to solve that. Sometimes people come to you and they say, I want to lose weight, and I've been exercising all my life, and I'm still overweight. And so, okay, tell me about your eating habits. And they say, oh, I eat a tub of ice cream before I go to bed. Well, there's your problem right there. So you've got to identify exactly what the problem is, not like the cause of the problem, I should say, not the actual problem itself. The problem might be very obvious, but you don't know what the core of that is. So if you're struggling with content, try to work out exactly where the issue is. Is it the fact that it's hard for you to write the content? Is it a problem for you to get it grammatically correct? Is it a problem for you to get your idea across on paper? Because these all things will help you. If you can put down bullet points in terms of what you're thinking, your outsourced copywriter can write a really good copy out of that. If you just say to them, listen, write me a copy, I want to get people booking for my bootcamp, it's probably not going to get you a very good copy. So try to be specific. Try to identify your strength and apply those strengths to whatever you're doing, to your best degree. Don't try to be one-man band, jack of all trades, going and doing everything. Chances are you'll probably struggle with ads or the website or the content. Try to identify, see what you can do, and get others to help you with that. SEO. I haven't really had any questions about SEO. It looks like the thing might be dying or something, being a thing of the past. Is anyone interested in SEO? And did anyone get a little bit more of an idea in terms of how SEO works? Optimizing your content, all that sort of stuff? Yeah. There we go. With SEO, once you optimize your content, you probably wonder, all my content is so optimized to that keyword, why do I still not rank #1? Is anyone wondering that? Like all your content is pinpointed, that tool has checked it, it's according to that keyword, I've got 300 words on my website, I've got videos, images, everything, why am I still not ranking? Is anyone wondering that? Yes, no? The way SEO works is actually, well, it's about authority. It's about who knows who. So let's say if this is you, right over here, and you're starting out and you've got no one, do you think if you were certified, people would look at you differently and say, this personal trainer is accredited from, I don't know, Australian Fitness Institute or something like that? To some people, I mean, that would mean, wow, this guy, there's an authority here that refers to this guy as a personal trainer. We can vouch for him. He's a personal trainer. Great. Or you've got a couple of gyms saying, oh, this guy's a personal trainer. Come and see him. Do you see how that creates authority around this person? Now, with your website, it's the same way. You've got a website where you've got heaps of pages on your website. And each one of those pages is, let's say, optimized for the content, but there's 10 other websites that are also optimized. Now, each one of these pages could be endorsed by another source, so it could be another website pointing to it. So, for example, someone comes on board, and let's say Scott, for example. He does social media marketing. Now, he's new on the market, and I could do a blog post on my website and say, in case you're wondering about social media, write a really good article on social media and say, the person you need to go and see is Scott. So I'm using my authority, my 10 years of experience. My business has been around for 6 years, and I'm referring to Scott. Do you think he's going to have some people looking at his website from there? Do you think he's getting some credibility straight away from people who respect me? That's what website is all about. So this one page on my website might be referring to a page on his site, which is about social media. And that page might be optimized for social media training in Brisbane or something like that. Suddenly, that optimized page starts ranking higher. So it's about those incoming links. The biggest problem is finding those links. You can spend your entire lifetime going and looking for the right links. And the biggest problem is a lot of people get the links and they just point them all to your homepage. Google looks at it and goes, okay, well, we can see that a website's got 50 pages and only one page receives links. Someone's probably hired some Indian dudes to go around and create all those links. We're going to penalize you and you end up ranking even lower than you used to be. Big disaster. So you've got to be very careful when it comes to SEO. I would recommend you think twice before taking on any of those Indian offers where they say, $100 a month, we're going to get you on the front page of Google. I'm sure you receive a gazillion of those emails every week. It's a very delicate process, and you need to know exactly what you're doing. So before you do SEO, think twice. I'd be happy to sort of have a chat to you about SEO if that's the sort of strategy you're picking. But I think AdWords and Facebook is a far quicker strategy to apply anyway. Facebook is great in the long run. And yeah, I think if your business is well established, growing, that could be one of the strategies to apply later down the track. Is that fair enough? Yeah. Questions?
It's called backlinking.
Backlinking, that's what it's referred to as well, yeah. So you're creating links back to your web pages. Are there any other strengths or weaknesses in your business that need to be addressed? Well, a lot of you guys could be very analytical, and you've got to be analytical with things like budgets in your business. You've got to be careful how much you spend to put a budget aside as well. And things like CRMs and stuff, I mean, if you're planning to grow your business, you want to think about that sort of stuff now. At least do a little bit of research so you know what to sort of foresee in the future. I, every year, go through some sort of a training or a coaching process. And with that, I realize that the things need to be changed. Otherwise, I cannot envision my business in the next 5 years going the way it's going right now. There's got to be a change. You've got to accommodate things. You've got to market smarter. You've got to use the latest tools. You basically got to be doing things different in order to be on top of your game. Otherwise, you just become like anyone else. And what I hate about the bigger companies that do online marketing, they try to sell you, and their sale process might be perfect, but the delivery is very sloppy. They might be doing SEO, which is no longer working. SEO that might have been working 2 years ago. Or Facebook, that's outdated by 3 months. For Facebook, that's a lot. So be careful when it comes to bigger companies like that. I much prefer sales prospect. This is really what you're trying to do. You're trying to create exposure or awareness around your business or your product or service, whichever way you like to look at it. There's a discovery process where people find you, Facebook, found you through Gumtree or something like that. Then they go and consider your message. So they go and, oh, he's got a limited offer, $49, initial training or something like that, or free consultation. I might do that. If there's an urgency factor, it might happen quicker. They might do some research around who you are. Conversion, coming to the website, leaving you an inquiry, or maybe calling you and coming in for a session. And then after that conversion, it's all about the customer relationship, you nurturing that customer, really doing what you do best, train them. And after that, it's about retention. You want that person to stick around for as long as possible and hopefully introduce other people as well. So overall, this is the strategy that we're trying to apply. And obviously, there's a lot of different bits and pieces in this strategy as well. You can make it as easy or as complicated as you like. The main thing has got to work for you. And don't say to anyone, what I've tried is not working, or someone is doing Facebook and it's definitely working for them. Go and try that yourself and get no results and say, oh, it doesn't work. They probably lied to me. There's heaps of different ways to execute the same strategy. It's got to work for you. And copying someone else's strategy is not going to work so well unless you understand what you're doing. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Can you relate to this model?
Yes.
Do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, too easy. Questions?
I was just saying, can we get the slide, but I'm going to just take a photo of it.
This one?
Oh, the previous one.
Previous one?
Yeah.
I can send this out. Guys, are you able to send out the slides and my Excel calculator to the group? Yep, cool. Yeah. Or maybe what I can do is I can put it up on the website and you guys can just email a link or whatever. That's what.
Is it still inside?
Something like that, sure. Yep.
Will we get that Excel tool?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Try not to expose it too much. I don't like to give away my tools to everyone because it undervalues it. Then someone goes and tries to reinvent and then refer back to you saying, "Oh, what you put together is a lot of crap." Well, it works for me. It works for my customers. Many ways to look at it. Now, a lot of this stuff is really complicated. But I guess I've got the third way of looking at the same model. So this and this is exactly the same model, just by looking from different perspective. I guess this is more technical, this is more salesy, and in simple words, this is what we're looking at. Leads to your website, quality leads into prospects. So your website, by the message, qualifies the customer into a prospect. Everyone understands who the prospect is, yeah? So add to page to inquiry, turn prospects into customers, that's your sale aspect. Arm your customers with the message, marketing material, get your customers to tell others, usually social media or referrals, and repeat the process. That's what you're really trying to do. Cool? You'll have the slides, guys, so you don't really need to write it down. You just need to understand exactly what this is all about. So a really simple way to do this is tell them what you're going to tell them what you told them. Like if you really want to condense the whole message. Anyway, so is this all too much? Have you got any more questions? Because we're going to wrap up pretty soon for the day. I just want you to sort of walk away with something solid in your mind that you need to change or you know what to do now. Is this all too much? Are you struggling with any of this? Yeah? No? Everyone's different, so yeah, okay. Jason and Brad asked me to put a few things together, so I've got 2 offers for you. So in case you're struggling, you're thinking, oh, geez, I'm never going to get this done. What I've got is I've got a remedy package. So some of you have websites that are maybe not up to the standard and you think, well, where do I go with this now? I provide a website critique, similar to the hot seats that I did, but a little bit more in depth in terms of structures, functionality, content, all that sort of stuff. I do a 30-minute marketing interview. So what we did here in terms of point of difference, I do that interview and I basically turn the bits from that interview into points of difference, wants, fears, frustration for the customers, all that sort of stuff. I do a tailored online marketing strategy. Usually it takes me about 2 hours to come up with something like that. So just sitting down, trying to see exactly who you are, who your customers are, how to set up your ads on Facebook, maybe even helping out with some graphics and stuff. So helping with ads, call to actions. Sometimes you might need more than one call to action. And I also provide a 1-hour consultation with this after this is all done. So send you an email, here's a critique to your website. Now let's actually talk about it. For an hour, we're going to talk about your website, where the downside is, and yeah, how to execute the marketing strategy for you. Does that sound like a pretty good offer? Well, I charge $150 an hour if you were to do this with me, but Jason Brad has just said, mate, come on. You got to do something special for our guys. So if you want to get this today, it's $347. Do you want to just hand out the forms? We got some forms around. So I think that's a pretty good offer, and I don't really do the offers like this at all. I prefer to basically work on bigger projects, but Jason Brad said, listen, we've got a special group of people, we really need some of your help. So that's only for today, and I'm not going to offer anything like this. In terms of my offer number 2, I thought I'd speak about the actual website altogether. So PT website package is what I put together for you, which is going to include the remedy package, what you saw on the previous page. And also, you're going to get a WordPress website developed by us to all the latest bells and whistles that we have been talking about for the last 2 days. I will build the lead generation components into the website, so all those Aweber forms, all those analytics, all those push-to-call buttons, so it's going to be all mobile friendly. Pretty cool. We're going to get your website copy done. I didn't want to do this, but a lot of you guys are struggling with copy. If you do have some sort of a copy, we can get a critique, but we can actually rewrite that for you. Now, you probably think, oh, Alexi's going to get his South African people to do that. Well, it actually takes a fair bit of time to put an initial copy together and then get someone to rewrite that properly. So we're actually going to spend the time, tailor what you tell us in the 30-minute interview, and rewrite it into proper content. Homepage, about us page, your services page, your point of difference. I think that's a pretty awesome offer. 1 hour website training, in case you think, okay, now I've got this awesome website. Where do I go? How do I use this? So normally we do 1 hour training, and it could be broken down into 2 half-an-hour sessions. 12-month hosting, so you don't need to worry about hosting. And today's price is $2,200. Now, I normally build websites for $3,500. I don't go below that. But for you guys, I'm doing a discount. Now, has anyone seen rapidpt.com.au website? Do you think that's pretty awesome? Do you guys want to see it? That's one of the websites we built recently. Yeah? So Chris is a bit of a rebel in the industry, I hear. And recently he asked us to redesign his website. It's a huge website. It's probably not as big as something that you need. And it's got multiple objectives, not only branding, but also positioning and advertising for specific locations. So he's got like different locations around where he trains. Well, he basically has got personal trainers training out of Anytime Fitness gyms. So in Sydney and Perth as well, and the business has been going crazy. I think Jason Brad had a little bit to do with that too.
Yeah. He's got about $100,000 a month at the moment.
So he definitely knows what he's doing. So things like this maps and stuff, they make the website really clean. Personal trainer Renwick is what people would search for. So as people coming here, there's a specific trainer on this page that could be contacted, and you get to see all this bells and whistle. The homepage has got all the story about Chris, and he's actually he's an actor as well, I hear.
I guess a bit more like a cover model.
Okay,
Celebrity.
one of those, huh? So yeah, all the features. Here's Chris, by the way. All of his testimonials and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, this is just one of the many websites that we build. We normally build at least about 1 website per week, so we go through quite a few, but we really try to put our time and energy into it. When I say we, I initially do all the speccing out, my guys deliver it. I try to do as much work as possible to make it tailored specifically to you, because I think each one of you is very different in terms of what you do. So check Rapid PT, one of the sites we've done, and all the Create PT Wealth stuff is us as well. So chances are you've probably seen that already. And yeah, guys, if you got the forms, just probably now is the time to fill them out. And Brad wanted to also.
Yeah, if I could just interject, I mean, just to give you the background on Alexi, which you've seen the evidence of it the last 2 days. Alexi designed our very first Create PT Wealth website 6 years ago, our first sales copy page, and from there, we've continued a relationship with him. He was busy with the other business that he was servicing, so we had a period of a few years where we didn't get to use him, we didn't get access to him. We were off working with other web designers and all the rest of it, and it wasn't until we probably sat down 6 months ago when we were having some dramas. We had a full-time web person in that we were on a salary, and we still couldn't get our stuff, we still couldn't get the results we wanted. Like we said, we've got several websites. Alexi sat down and, as you've seen, critiqued it, analysed it within about 2 hours, pulled it apart, and did that critique session, and we were just like blown away. He wasn't even there to sell us. We just got him in just to
check it out.
run our eyes over it. Before we knew it, it was like we go, wow.
You know what they called me after the session? They called me Donald Trump, because the other person was sacked like the same day. I didn't mean that, but it just happened.
Sacked that next day. So she was gone.
Yeah.
But you know, the big ton of time for us has been in the industry for so long, been around this for so long, but now just having an expert who just does all our stuff for us, you know, in the one spot. And the results have been absolutely incredible. We've been blown away at the response we're getting and how we can meticulously track and measure everything. So I would seriously encourage everyone to at least do that first part. And if I understand you correctly, if you're going to go ahead with the website, $2,000 is just a ridiculously low figure to get a website done in Australia.
Oh, absolutely.
Built in Australia, and have people on call.
Yeah.
If someone went ahead with a critique and they were a bit unsure about the full pack, you'd take the price of the critique off.
Exactly, yeah.
Pack anyway.
If let's say you want to do the critique, but in, let's say, 2 or 3 months' time, you realize that, you know, I'm still not sure what to do, I really need a new website, yeah, I'd be happy to take off the critique price off the website.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, sure, okay. Just if we can do that maybe within about 3 months or so, because 12 months, things might be looking very different. So 3 months is probably what I don't want to.
Yeah. Cool. Who's just looking at doing the critique? Just by a show of hands, just curious. Yeah. Going off. And anyone looking to get the full website at this stage? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, sweet. All right, we'll give you a chance to get that stuff sorted.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry? A little bit of a mix. Well, the second one includes everything from the first package as well. What else do you need?
Unfortunately, going with someone else.
Okay. Well, maybe as a part of the first package, we can have a chat about what we're doing there, and I can give you some pointers in the content. I mean, yeah, let's just talk before we sign up to anything. Let's just maybe speak for half an hour and see what I can do for you. I mean, I'm not going to say, call me and then say, mate, it's half an hour, I'm going to bill you $75. It doesn't work like that. I'd be happy to chat to you, let you know exactly what I can help you with. I don't really like going and saying, this is how I'm going to do this, because in the past I did a lot of transparency stuff, and a lot of people say, oh, tell me how this is done, tell me how this is done. 90% of those people failed, because they went, they did it, and they did it wrong. And then it comes back, mate, your Google AdWords is a lot of crap. I spent $500 and got nothing. Fair enough. That's your feedback. It's with you for life. It'll take you maybe another 5 years to recover from that and actually give it another go. So don't really do a lot of how. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. Cool?
And payment plans, I guess that's just up to discuss with you.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of
everyone.
Get the wheels in motion, but then some.
Yeah, everyone has got different circumstances, but obviously we need a bit of money in to get the ball rolling. We need to pay ourselves and make sure that we actually focus on your project. It's not just, oh yeah, let's do this stuff for you and then get nowhere. You need to allocate the resources, but yeah, can definitely get it done with priority, and be happy to work with you guys. Cool. In terms of what you learned in the last 2 days, guys, can you maybe share just the one thing that you really learned and it was like, wow, this is like an eye-opener for me?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Really, I didn't think it was that great. You know, especially last night, it was really hard because I was trying to finish off the presentation. I only had half the presentation. At the end of day one, I was hoping for more feedback to change that around, but you were.
I actually got a bit surprised with how easy it was to bring your rank up in. Like, you didn't have to spend a lot of money on Google to get your rank up. You just had to have the right processes in place.
That's right.
You know, and then you can outdo a company that's spending hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
That little diagram that you drew up about,
Yeah.
The person who's spending $12 per click was getting outdone by someone paying $1.
Yeah. This is probably going back in 2009. I did a website and I bought a domain. Like back in those days, domain names like a keyword and a location were really, really popular. Have you seen those? Someone goes for like Brisbane Painter or Gold Coast Lawyer or something like that. I went and bought personal trainer West End, like real specific. Took me about 2 days to make it rank #1 for personal trainer West End. And yeah, just the whole domain name itself could be a whole different game changer. Because what happens with the backlink strategy that we discussed earlier, everyone points you back by that keyword, which is in the domain name already, which gives you more credibility. And that was like, wow, that's an awesome exercise. So sometimes you'll find that one business has got multiple websites with different domain names. It really depends on the strategy. You can have one website as your face, another website as your lead gen, or you can have those mini sites as well. So there's many ways to do things. And you can apply all this knowledge on different models. But yeah, don't get carried away. Any other questions or any other aha moments that you'd like to share? Come on, guys. I'm sure there's something else. Yep.
Just the amount of specific information, like who's most likely to click on that for their details and things like that. I had no idea how creepy that was.
Yeah.
Good information.
Oh, look, you can really mine a lot of information. And the beauty of those services like Aweber, when you're filling out an Aweber form, you know exactly what's going to go there, and they regulate those things. But you go to one of those websites with a form that you've never seen, that might be tracking a lot more information than you think. It could be your personal information, like, oh, that's why you need a privacy policy and a disclaimer pages on your website. Otherwise, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. Yeah, especially if you're exposing phone numbers of your customers as well as their names. So that might be a big one. Anyone else? Yep.
Yeah, I guess the big thing was it really honed in on, or overall, highlighted just how important it is to be really specific and really targeted.
Yeah.
So it's really got me thinking about getting even more specific about my target market.
Yeah. There's books about niching and niches within business. Americans are really good. They call it niche. Anyway, you're looking for a niche that's inch wide and mile deep. Something that's so small that you can dominate very easily, and it's got like a huge tail. Like there's so many customers, people interested in that. And I think the sort of training that you identified yesterday could be one of those. Depends how popular it gets. Depends, obviously what people do with it. But yeah, you got to look for that too. Any last ones? No? Yes? Maybe? Guys, in case you're wondering, you can always like us on Facebook. You can find your Easy Web Solutions, I'm sure. That's my website. You can check it out. I do a little bit of live experiments with it, so you might see something odd popping out of the blue, so don't be surprised. I actually get that sometimes. Oh, I saw this thing on your website. What the hell was that all about? It doesn't look professional. I go, mate, I'm just playing around with it. What's your problem? If you want to email me, that's my email address, direct email address. You might want to allow for about 24 hours for me to respond. I've got about 300 emails in my inbox from the last couple of days. And this is after I filter out all the junk and all the autoresponders. Unfortunately, I have to attend that for the next 2 days. So there goes my Saturday. But yeah, if you've got any questions, if you want to ask anything, send me an email or an inquiry, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you enjoyed the last 2 days. And guys, I hope to see more of you. Thanks very much. Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy.